Undoubtedly, the most powerful specimen in the Amazon Prime Video's superhero mockery show, The Boys, is the all-powerful, laser-eye-wielding Homelander. Getting his powers through the injection of a superhero serum known as Compound V, he becomes the most powerful thing to walk the Earth in his respective universe, and the leader of the superhero team, the Seven. Knowing there isn't any match for his superiority, he crowns himself as a god among men, doing as he pleases and shutting down anyone, whether human or super, in his way. His assertion of total dominance, along with his many superpowers, makes him a force to be reckoned with. However, despite the many feats of terror Homelander has accomplished, has he earned himself a worthy match against Thor, the God of Thunder? Thor is one of the most powerful Avengers, the superhero team that has no shortage of amazing accomplishments to show for. Unlike the big bad bully from The Boys, he is an actual god, not just some corporation's poster boy claiming the title. With being a god and the wielder of Mjolnir, there comes a long list of powers and abilities that could be employed to take down any foe. But are there enough to take down the superhero mockery that is Homelander? Who would come out on top in a battle to the death? Both men have demonstrated their abilities in the most common and well-known superpowers, that of having superhuman strength, superhuman stamina, and superhuman durability. Homelander could easily withstand any punch thrown by the God of Thunder due to strength and impenetrable skin, while Thor could take anything that Homelander throws back, as he has easily faced greater and has still come out standing, such as a punch from Thanos, the touch of the Power Stone, and the energy of a dying neutron star. They are both pretty evenly matched when it comes to that regard. So what is it that sets apart the fighters in their battle to the death, and what edge do they hold over their opponent? Along with usual superhero abilities, Homelander also has his ability of X-ray vision and laser eyes. Homelander, with the help of his X-ray vision, could see any enemies through walls and be better prepared for a fight, as he would know what to expect. He could also plan his course of action ahead of time and get a jump on his opponents, giving him an edge in a fight. We have no shortage of examples of the power that the laser eyes that Homelander wields are capable of. He used them time and time again throughout the show, slicing not only humans in half, but also against more powerful beings such as Supes. He had sliced through powerful, self-exploding super terrorist Nakib, neutralizing what was being considered a top global threat in around half a second. We've seen him take out a room of fully equipped FBI agents who have guns and Kevlar to protect themselves. Outnumbered by a factor of at least 40, the Homelander walked out of that cabin without a scratch. We've even seen the laser eyes in action against other things, such as when Homelander sliced through a private jet airliner, effectively cutting the plane in half all the way back in the first episode of the show. Aside from that, Homelander possesses the ability of flight, which could be useful in helping maneuver around in a fight. Though he won't be losing Thor off his trail if he starts flying, it still is an ability in Vought's poster boy's arsenal nonetheless, and you need all the help you can get when facing off against a literal god. Speaking of the literal god, what is he capable of? Well, aside from the already talked about basic superpowers of strength, stamina, and durability, Thor has a good deal more tools on his belt than Homelander does. For starters, he is the God of Thunder. That isn't just some title he was given for forecasting rain before it happened. No, Thor has the power to create storms, strong winds, hurricanes, summon lightning and thunder, along with much more. The God of Thunder is also said to be immortal, as it takes a lot to kill a god. Thor has a greater regenerative healing factor compared to other heroes in the MCU. While it is very difficult to injure Thor in battle, or even slow him down for that matter, there do come times where his opponents land a lucky blow, or using a special ability, weakens the God of Thunder. Though injured, it won't keep him down for long, as Thor can heal at a rate that is much faster than humans and even Asgardians. We see this when Hela leaves him scarred after gouging out his eyes with her necro swords. While he didn't regenerate his eyeballs, Thor did end up healing from all his other scars dealt by his sister, unlike his fellow friends, the Warriors 3, who had succumbed to their wounds dealt by Hela. Another example of how he has a better regen factor compared to most is that of when he survived the full force of the reignited Nidavellir star. Though it left him in a near-death state, he was quickly at his feet after regenerating, albeit his powers were enhanced by the help of Stormbreaker. Thor wouldn't be facing off against Homelander alone, as he would have his trusty weapons by his side. Stormbreaker and Mjolnir are two of the most powerful weapons we come across in the MCU, and they could easily turn the tide in Thor's favor in any battle. Both of the weapons allow for Thor to summon an exoskeleton suit to help fend off damage from attacks and provide an additional layer of armor. They both also have the benefit of weapon calling, essentially meaning Thor can summon them from anywhere to give himself the upper hand in battle. They both also come with the ability to enhance and direct Thor's natural abilities of storm manipulation, as well as electricity generation. He could use the weapons to summon a lightning bolt from the sky around him and bring it down on his foe. Another example of this electrical manipulation is that he can use Mjolnir or Stormbreaker to capture the ambient electrical energy around him and direct it towards a single target. It is important to note that Stormbreaker greatly amplifies whatever power Thor possesses, making it even more deadly. Let's move on to their weaknesses, as a list of Thor's powers could potentially be never-ending. Homelander isn't shown to have an inherent weakness on the show. He is the most powerful being in The Boys TV show without anything or anyone to hold him back. However, that isn't to say there is nothing holding him back. His greatest weakness is himself, as his power hunger makes him quite unstable. Mixed with his need for approval and love, allows for him to be easily manipulated into doing whatever you want. However, it is a thin rope to walk, as one wrong move could have him level entire cities to the ground due to his unpredictable nature. Much in the same light as Homelander, Thor's greatest weakness is also in his mind. We all know that when Thor puts his mind to something, he goes through with it. However, that determination can be the cause of his demise. Thor keeps throwing himself at an adverse situation back to back without thinking, and sometimes to the point where it becomes life-threatening. In a head-to-head against each other, I think it's fairly obvious who would come out on top in a bout. While Homelander's laser eyes might pose some level of threat to Thor, they certainly aren't enough to kill him, even if he gets a lucky shot or catches Thor off guard. While Thor won't know how to manipulate a Homelander as he isn't the type, he would have no problem beating up Homelander and tearing up limb from limb. He could deem Homelander's flight capabilities powerless with his control of the wind and beat him to death with Mjolnir, Stormbreaker, or both. While it would be Thor defeating Homelander, it isn't to say all credit goes to him alone. Homelander would also lose in battle against the God of Thunder, as he has never faced any opponent of equal strength or match to him. On the other hand, Thor has fought and won many bouts against equally strong or even significantly stronger opponents such as Thanos with all his Infinity Stones, and he still managed to best them. Ultimately, it would be the lack of experience in battle and of fighting an actual powerful enemy that ends up bringing about the downfall of Homelander. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this.